listeners. Right, so
Yeah, done.
welcome. We said last week when we spoke to you that we were going to come live from Morocco. We are in sunny Morocco. This is our last day.
Which is why she's wearing sunglasses at 7:18 a.m.
in the morning, yeah. So a little early flight back this morning, but one of the things that I thought we could bring to you today is the importance of retreats. And I've asked Shaa to give her top tips about why it's so important to take time out to strategize and do retreats, because, as you know, I was asking some of you in the group about retreats and whether you guys would be interested, because I'm going to be running one next year. So, Shaa, give us your top tips.
All right. So I think probably the most important thing about going on a retreat is it gives you an opportunity to completely switch off. And I think this is particularly true for women, right?
Yeah.
Whether you have kids or you don't have kids, or your kids are young or your kids are old, women tend to have more outside responsibilities than men. So you're trying to look after your family, your friends, everything. And actually what you need sometimes is just to look after you and your business. And at a retreat, especially if you structure the retreat in a particular way, and there is a skill set to that, that you have work time and you have downtime, and you have the opportunity to work on your business, not just in the business. So I think that physical removal of yourself out of your business, but also out of your home, out of your country, out of your normal routine, makes a massive difference. It really sets the scene for you to be able to think about things in a different way, and just to give yourself a break, right? Just little things like not having to make your own bed is always a nice thing, right?
Yeah, but also having your peers around you, and I think that is so valuable, because especially for me within our team, we work all over. Many of the team are remote, and when it comes to strategizing, this is our new financial year, we're planning everything for 2020. We're booking events right the way through to December, and sometimes you need to take a step back and have a bit of objectivity, and also just the conversations. Another lady on the retreat I was talking to last night just said how important it was to listen to what other people were going through, and we learned so much just through conversation.
And I think that's there's a real vulnerability, openness and maturity in those conversations. And what I mean by that is that I think as business owners we tend to be problem solvers and fixers, and so we I don't think it's necessarily an arrogance that we think we've got all the solutions, but we try to find all the solutions. And sometimes actually being on the outside, listening to other people's challenges and listening to other people try to help solve those challenges gives you ideas about your own business that you wouldn't have thought about, because we're so busy being in the mix of our own things, trying to fix them, that it's just good to take a different perspective. And 100% the second tip I would say, well, the second reason for doing a retreat is the people that you meet on the retreat. The people from different backgrounds, different industries, different skill sets. Like, you might be brilliant at one thing and that's your strength, but we all have weaknesses. And so on a retreat you'll typically find there's such a great mix of people that you'll find your weaknesses are mirrored in somebody else's strengths across the table.
Oh, definitely.
And learning from other people and being able to learn in an environment that's fun. I mean, obviously these surroundings are particularly beautiful and conducive to feeling happy, because I think that's also really important. You feel positive. When you feel positive, you feel like it's much easier to think about things and change things and to switch things up.
Yeah, definitely, because I think for me it's about the networks and the connections that you make, but also the alliances and partnerships that have been formed. I mean, it's unreal. Just in the fact that we came here on Sunday, what we've managed to implement. So every single person is going away from this retreat, not only with, lifelong friends, but with really valuable contacts. So, if somebody needs something, if it's AV, if it's a venue or whatever, to have that sort of knowledge in one place is just so powerful. And then going back, there'll be alliances that we start working together, and
maintaining all of those relationships as you go back. I mean, you might not maintain every single one, but there will definitely be a handful of people from a retreat that will be in your life from that point onwards. And I think and these people understand your business because they're in business themselves. And so I think that the ability, so the third thing I would say is it's the ability to do that deep immersion, the deep work, not just the superficial stuff, but going deep, the deep work. Sometimes the things that we didn't even realize were there that were holding us back, but actually when you give yourself an opportunity to just switch off and take a step back, and that deep immersion allows those things to rise to the surface. And they need to, because if we don't fix those deeper things, I always say our businesses can't grow at any faster rate than we do. You can't have business growth without personal growth.
Yeah, and I think the thing for me is that when we go back, we've had this headspace that, you know, if I'm doing training courses and I'm, you know, speaking events, and the same with you, you don't have that time to spend with the people that you meet. So, you know, as much as I kind of get involved in people's businesses, this just takes it to another level. You know, what you can find out from someone's business and actually have an input with over a period of days is just huge. And, you know, we don't ever have that space or, you know, time to do it.
So that's it. I think we're all sold. Retreats are a great thing. They're a great thing to run, but they're also a great thing to participate in. I go on them myself. I think it's really, really important. Taking that time out, being surrounded by like-minded peers, giving yourself the opportunity to work on your business, not just in it, doing deep immersion, doing real deep work on yourself and your business, and also having some downtime for you.
Yeah. So important. So the good news is I'm coming back hugely refreshed. The even better news, guys, is that in the next week you're going to be hearing about all of our plans for 2020.
Yay.
And I might just be telling you about a little retreat that I'm running next year. So thanks for the retreat, Shaa, and thanks for joining me live. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.